Everybody, how are you doing? I hope you've been reading some books. I've been reading and I found one I think you're really going to enjoy. While we're reading today, we're just going to remember a strategy that we probably learned a really long time ago. It's one of the first ones we learned, called check for understanding. And that one just means while I'm reading, my brain is always asking, do I know what's going on? Do I remember what's happening in the story? Do I understand what's happening? And good readers do that all the time. When I read a lot of mysteries for fun. And sometimes if I'm not careful, I miss a clue or I skip some kind of detail. Maybe I'm not paying quite enough attention. And then I get to a part of the story and it doesn't make any sense. So I have to stop and I go back and I think, well, I need to figure this out. So I go back to where I need to pick up. I reread what I missed. And then I keep going. And then usually it makes sense and I can go on. So we're going to think about that one today while we read. This is a great book. It's called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. And it's based on the old nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat in a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, turns out differently in this story. It's written and illustrated by Dan Santat, and he is a Caldecott winner, so that tells us this is probably going to be a good one. After the Fall. A lot of the information in this book is kind of in the pictures, so we want to pay really close attention to the pictures. So there's the beginning. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being so close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a bit grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. So, I know so far that he's an egg. He liked to sit up high, but he had a fall, changed his life. So I understand what's going on. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. I wonder what he means by that. Some parts couldn't be healed. Excuse me. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I know that accidents can happen. So I know that he's not really happy. He's kind of nervous and he's upset and he can't really figure out what to do about it. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. Look at that airplane. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. This page, almost you want to look at it this way, I think. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. So I know he's very nervous, but he's giving it a shot. He's trying. Until I was no longer afraid. Look at it. He made it. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learn how to fly. I see the wings and the bird, but look at Humpty Dumpty's. There are his clothes and his shell. I go back a couple pages because I think, oh look, right here, he started to crack. I kind of missed the feathery part the first time. I was so excited that he got back up that I kind of missed that part. And learned how to fly. Looks like the author might want us to do some thinking there and think about what really happened at the end of that story. I hope you enjoyed that one. I really did too. So when you're reading in the next few days, make sure that you're just in the back of your head saying to yourself, do I understand what's going on? Am I paying attention? Do I know? If you don't, back up, read it again, and you'll figure it out. Okay? I hope that you're reading some good books, and I will be back in a few days with another one. And take care, stay safe, wash your hands. We love you. Bye-bye.